Hi, my name is Fe and I'll be your tour guide for today's trip to several places in Asia, North America, and South America. Let me first take you to the world's largest continent, Asia, then to the home of the world's largest island, North America, and finally to the home of the world's largest river, South America. So what are you waiting for? Come and fasten your seatbelt as we begin our tour in the UNESCO Heritage Sites of the selected country in 3, 2, 1. The first country in Asia is Maldives. Maldives is a home to various ancient historical sites that showcase Maldivians' rich culture and tradition. In Maldives, where we find the Grand Friday Mosque in Mali. It is one of the landmarks that draws the attention of all visitors with its soaring golden dome. The mosque is part of the Islamic Center in Mali's center and is placed directly near to Mali's major jetty, making it easy to recognize even from the sea. And now our next destination is in Bahrain. Bahrain occupies a unique position in the Persian Gulf with one of the region's most open cultural legacies. Qalat al-Bahrain, for its cultural significance, this ancient site, also known as Bahrain Fort, was listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Bahrain in 2005. Various archaeological excavations have been done at the site since 1954, and experts have found a variety of antiques over the years. Archaeologists believe the artificial mounds were built by the site's previous residents, who included Persians, Portuguese, and Caciques as early as 2300 BC. Then let's go to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is endowed with a number of cultural and natural wonders that have been listed as UNESCO World Heritage Sites over the years. Mausoleum of Khoja Ahmed Yasawi. This is Kazakhstan's first cultural site on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. It is located in Turkestan and is currently under construction. Timur, the king of the Timurid Empire, commissioned the construction of this mausoleum in 1389. And now let's move on to South Korea. South Korea's historical exhibit portrays the country's peacefulness and cultural simplicity. The country's cultural legacy has a long history dating back to antiquity. Bulguksa Temple and Shikram Grutu. The Bulguksa Temple, which qualified on UNESCO's prestigious list in 1995, is one of South Korea's most visited heritage sites. This beautiful Buddhist monastery built during the Silla Kingdom's golden era is home to 7 Korean national treasures, including the Chongyongyu Bridge and the Sakyamuni Pagoda. The Sokguram Grutu is another element of the temple complex, and it contains a granite cave temple with a figure of Buddha surrounded by stone statues of his disciples. Visitors can see the eerie spans and lush forested landscapes around Jeongju, North Gyeongsang from outside the temple. And our last destination in Asia is the Philippines, our very own. Philippines is indeed full of places everyone just has to see. The recognition provided impetus in the identification of Filipino historic sites that highlight our culture and natural wonders. But more than just giving these man-made structures and natural wonders a name, it also aids in their maintenance and protection. The rice terraces of the Philippine Cordillera, Ifugao. 5 rice terraces are located in the hills of the Ifugao province in North Luzon and serve as both food supplies and tourist attractions. This landscape can be found in the municipalities of Banaue, Mayoyao, Hongodan, and Kiangan, with the most well-known being the Banaue rice terraces. These landscapes are supposed to have existed for 2,000 years and are often recognized as evidence of humanity's ability to adapt to their surroundings. The rice terraces of the Philippine Cordilleras were named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995 in recognition of the indigenous people's incredible labor and continuous efforts to conserve and promote sacred traditions. Now, let's move on to South America. The first country or the first destination is Brazil. Brasilia was a watershed moment in the history of urban planning. Every aspect should be in harmony with the overall architecture of the city, according to urban planner Locio Costa and famed architect Oscar Niemeyer, not to mention the gorgeous sunlight and natural scenery of Cerrado or Brazilian savanna as you choose, just a pause with the concrete. Now, our next destination is Argentina, where we found Iguazu National Park. The Iguazu National Park waterfalls are a spectacular semicircle cascade. It originally comes from the indigenous term for great water. It is 80-meter high and 2,700 meter in diameter at its tallest point. The huge spray produced by the falls nourishes the surrounding jungle and frequently, nearly constantly, generates spectacular rainbows that frame its drop-off. The rainforest is abundant in tropical vegetation and wildlife, making a visit to the falls even more rewarding. Iguazu National Park was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984. Next is Peru, where we find the city of Cuzco. Cuzco is another ancient city with cultural and historical significance in Peru. It is regarded as the Inca Empire's imperial city. It is situated at an elevation of about 3,000 meters in the center of the Sacred Valley. This historic city was established by the Incas and served as the Inca Empire's capital for 2 centuries. Next is Ecuador, where we can find the Galapagos Island. The Galapagos Islands in Ecuador are famous for their tremendous biodiversity, as they are home to many local animals as well as the most diverse array of wildlife and flora species. In fact, when Charles Darwin visited the islands in the 1800s, he used these species to support his hypothesis of evolution by natural selection. Except for the populated areas, a national park covers approximately 97% of the island. It is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site in Ecuador, but it is also a biosphere reserve and a marine reserve. And our last destination in South America is Colombia, where we found the fortresses and group of monuments in Cartagena. Cartagena, named after the Spanish metropolis, is Colombia's 5th largest city and is located on the country's northern coast. Its colonial walled city and fortress were designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984 because they are among the most comprehensive and complete examples of military architecture from the 16th, 17th, and 18th centuries. After we have done our trip to Asia and South America, at this moment, let's proceed to North America. The first destination is in Mexico, where we found the Chichen Itza, a spectacular Mayan metropolis with magnificent ruins. It was the Yucatan Peninsula's largest pre-Columbian Mayan city. Sacred temples, enormous pyramids, and ceremonial cenotes dot the old metropolis. The El Castillo Step pyramid, commonly known as the Temple of Kukulkan, is its focal point. So our next destination is in Canada, where we find the Dinosaur Provincial Park. Dinosaur Provincial Park is easily distinguished by its badland environment. It is, however, an important fossil site in Canada, earning it a place on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Canada. Archaeologists were able to find Cretaceous dinosaur specimens that were thought to date back more than 75 million years. And now, welcome to Haiti, the National History Park, Citadel Sans Souci remarks. This Haitian monument comes from the 1800s when Haiti achieved independence. The site encompasses three significant places in Haiti: the Palace of Sans Souci, the Citadel, and the Reymers structures. As emblems of the country's independence, all of these sites are listed on the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites in Haiti. Furthermore, these monuments were the first to be created by slaves after their emancipation. And now let's go to the United States of America, the Grand Canyon National Park, Arizona. The Grand Canyon is considered one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, and it is still being formed today by the Colorado River, which charted its route some 17 million years ago. A canyon 446 kilometers long up to 29 kilometers broad and 1.6 kilometers deep is decorated with unique mix of geologic color and erosional patterns. With approximately 5 million visitors to the Grand Canyon National Park each year, visitors are encouraged to consider the various possibilities for accessing this amazing canyon. Some parts of the world have a story of quick ascension followed by a sudden death. The Port Royal underwater city is an intriguing sight now, but it was thriving in the 17th century and home to many pirates of the Caribbean. A major earthquake and tsunami struck the city in June 1692, sinking much of it into the sea and killing 2,000 people. The underwater city of Port Royal, often known as the wickedest city on earth, is now one of the catastrophic places but attracts and was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2009. So I hope you enjoyed our trip from Asia to North America to South America in today's tour. Thank you for watching!